Hello. Welcome back to Snugglewood, young Dreamlynx. My name is Arin. Pull up your coziest quilt and let tonight's story, along with its soothing sounds, sweep away your worries. Allow them to gently guide you into a deep and rejuvenating night's sleep under these beautiful stars above. And so our story begins in a place called Snuggleton, and the sleepy giant tale of Northar Lights. Nestled in the heart of the gentle hills and dappled glades of Snuggleton, there lies an old, winding trail known only to locals as the Lullaby Path. It twists and winds through the land like a ribbon spun from starlight, leading you to places of quiet wonder and endless charm. This evening, the crisp air hums with the first whispers of frost, and everywhere the world is tipped with a shimmering, ethereal silver. Tonight, we follow the trail to the northlands of Snuggleton and the enchanting sights of the Northar Lights. Far beyond the sleepy glow of the candleberry cottages, past the murmuring streams and shadowy hollows where meadow foxes and deer curl up for the night, the landscape of Snuggleton stretches out into vast, whispering tundras. It is a realm where rolling fields blend seamlessly into the heavens. Here the air carries an otherworldly clarity, cool and weightless as it brushes across your cheeks. The stars hang impossibly bright, glinting through the thin winter clouds like jewels scattered across dark velvet. Yet, even this starlight pales in comparison to what awaits on the horizon. For here, at the top of the world, the Northar Lights are stirring, their colours spilling in slow, mesmerising waves across the midnight sky. The trail gently rises, and as it does, the landscape unfolds like pages in a beloved storybook. Vast snow plains glow faintly beneath a quilt of stars. The crunch of snow beneath soft padded boots, steady and rhythmic, as one step follows another. The footsteps move toward a clearing at the crest of a hill, where an ancient watchstone stands sentinel, worn smooth by winds and time. The giants of old are said to have left such stones, marking sacred places where the veil between the realms of waking and dreaming grows thin. Tonight, in this sacred spot, it is said that the Northar Lights perform their quietest and most breathtaking dances. The first glimpse of the lights begin appearing, like a breath of colour exhaling across the sky. It starts with a soft green, spilling in translucent darkness in translucent swathes, as if the heavens themselves were draped in ribbons of silk. Delicate tendrils of purple and pink reach out, their edges so soft you might think they could shatter with a whisper. Watch as they wind their way across the stars, curling and unfurling in an endless, languid rhythm. The lights pulse gently like the slow, peaceful beating of a heart. If you close your eyes for a moment, you can almost feel the vibration of the colours as they sway. Their gentle energy soothes like a lullaby, filling the space around you with a quiet hum. And when you open your eyes again, just look at how the colours have changed. Now a golden hue appears, dripping across the heavens like liquid sunlight spilled across an indigo canvas. Everywhere you look, the lights drift and spill, as if the very essence of the Snuggleton sky dances in celebration of this quiet, magical winter night. But the Northar Lights are not merely a visual marvel. They weave a story as old as the land they grace. A story whispered through the rustling, frost-laden trees and the sleepy murmurs of snow-covered hares peeking shyly from their burrows. It is said that the lights carry the dreams and laughter of all who walk the lullaby path, lifting them gently into the heavens to weave into the great tapestry of Snuggleton's skies. They are the dreams made visible, a symphony of colours gifting their watchers the promise of tomorrow's wonders. And so, with every flickering cascade of their dance, the Northar Lights seem to tell you a story of your own. Each thread of colour pulls at your memories or dreams, beckoning you to recall soft summer evenings, the scent of lavender wrapped around your thoughts, and the soothing sensation of raindrops tapping on a window as you drift off to sleep. But above all, they remind you of the here and now, the warmth of your blanket, the quiet rustle of breath drawing in and out, the tender hush of the world around you. Nearby, the snow-blanketed woodlands break the silence with the softest crackles and whispers. The pine trees sway gently in the northern breeze, their tall shapes holding a grace that defies their size. Each needle glints under the light's glow, like tiny diamonds strung along nature's vast, quiet orchestra. From time to time, the muffled hoot of an owl drifts into the clearing, a guardian of the night, serenading the land as the hours waltz gently past. Among these surroundings you notice a cosy hollow in the earth, an ancient storyteller's nook, where moss-covered stones from a natural seat, shaped as though giants once reclined there to marvel at the lights. The hollows exude a warmth that is not felt through touch, but sensed deep within the spirit, a perfect serenity that resonates, grounding you in that lovely moment. A pause takes hold, and you find yourself quietly harmonizing with Snuggleton, your thoughts melting into the ambience of the world's softest symphony. The lights shift again, and the sky seems to sigh with satisfaction, its delicate display weaving between the stars like a celestial quilt. The rolling tundras of Snuggleton seem to respond to this sky-bound symphony, their soft mounds blanketed in snow, reflecting the faint hues of green and gold. It's as if the earth and sky are locked in an ancient dance, each movement of the lights above mirrored in the gentle contours of the land below. Along the edges of the clearing, the frost-covered branches of pine trees sparkle delicately, catching the glow of the Northar Lights and scattering it inward like blessings whispered into the stillness. It feels as though time itself has come to a halt, holding its breath, ensuring this enchanted spectacle remains untarnished by haste. Close by, another sound draws your attention, a barely perceptible tinkling, like tiny crystal chimes swaying in the frosted night air. Following the sound, you spot small icicles dangling from the low branches of a slender birch tree. Each delicate shard is slightly curved, glinting faintly and chiming together with the most subtle vibration, as if the birch is serenading the sky. Nature's instruments, perfectly in tune with the unparalleled magic of the evening, create music that soothes the mind and whispers to the soul. Around you, the snowfall glitters softly like stardust, as the same northern wind that once shaped these ancient tundras carries its chill through the open clearing. The breeze brushes your cheeks, leaving behind a coolness that feels crisp and refreshing yet comforting, much like the first sip of water from a crystal-clear mountain stream. Your breath fogs gently in the cold air, joining the rising mist that swirls lazily around the old watchstone and nearby pines. It is as though even the air itself wishes to be part of this sacred wonder, integrating with the mystique of the lullaby path's secrets. Beyond the tree line, your gaze catches movement, a quiet, graceful rhythm in the distance. At first, the shapes are barely distinguishable from the shadows of the trees, but slowly you discern a small herd of reindeer, their coats soft and shimmering under the pale light of the stars. They move without sound, each step careful and measured, their antlers crowned with the frost that glitters in the glow of the Northar Lights. The reindeer pause for a moment at the edge of the clearing, their quiet, watchful eyes glimmering with the reflections of greens, golds, and purples dancing across the heavens. Silent companions of the tundra, they seem to radiate a calm, gentle enough to lull even the most restless heart into peace. Returning your focus to the sky, you feel an overwhelming sense of connection, as though invisible threads link you to the lights that dance above. With each cascade of colour, you sense stories unfolding, not just the stories of the land and its people, but long-forgotten tales of the stars, carried through eons by the wind and woven into the tapestry of this magical night. The Northar Lights are not just a visual spectacle. They are a living expression of time, space, and imagination, inviting every witness to take part in a grand cosmic narrative. For a fleeting moment, you feel as though you can touch the very fabric of the universe with a quiet sense of awe. Here on the lullaby path, you feel the boundary between waking and dreaming grow so fine it might disappear entirely. You could lose yourself in this moment, this magical tapestry of colour, sound, and stillness. And perhaps, in doing so, you find yourself more deeply within the heart of Snuggleton than you've ever been before. Tonight, wrapped in the beauty of the Northar Lights, the stories of ancient giant travellers, and the gentle song of the tundra, sleep comes not with effort, but as an inevitable gift, a tender caress from a world bathed in wonder. High above, the Northar Lights continue their song, seemingly woven with no beginning and no end. The hues of deep green and soft blue ripple gently, now intertwined with threads of sparkling silver, like wisps of clouds lit from within. They cascade in a waterfall of brilliance, the kind that softly nudges tired eyes to half close, not wanting to look away, but surrendering to the security of being. And as your eyes slowly start to give in to the weightiness of this peaceful season, the Northar Lights seem to bid farewell in colours that linger like the last blush of sunlight. The lights slow their dance, softening into the background of the night, while the stars reclaim centre stage. You take in the fading hues, grateful for their gift of calm. Soft shadows from the ancient pine trees deepen as the moon rises higher, bathing the land in a gentle silver glow. The stars stretch out like scattered diamonds across the velvety sky, bearing silent witness to the world below. The Northar Lights, although softened for now, remain a faint presence, a thread of shifting colour that ebbs and flows like a deep ocean current above. Though their brilliant dance has paused, a sense of anticipation still lingers in the air, as if the sky itself holds its breath for the next chapter of the evening. You remain nestled in the ancient storyteller's nook, the mossy stones cradling you like an old friend. The earth beneath feels steady and timeless, grounding you in the magical stillness of Snuggleton. You close your eyes for a brief moment and listen, truly listen, to the song of the land. The wind hums lightly through the forest, brushing against pine needles, like a harpist plucking the gentlest notes on their strings. Snowflakes drift lazily to the ground, adding their own muted whispers to the symphony. Each sound is a reminder of quiet moments, of paused thoughts, of how the world has a rhythm of its own. After only a few minutes, the scene has shifted just slightly. The stars above seem somehow closer, their light so pure and soft it almost feels like you could reach out and catch one in the palm of your hand. You notice shapes imprinted in the snow, delicate trails left by those who call this winter wonderland their home. Perhaps a hare ventured from its burrow for a moment's reprieve, or a fox traced a winding path through the trees in search of secrets only it could uncover. A soft crunch in the snow catches your attention, a gentle sound, distant but welcoming. You turn your gaze toward the source and see, not far from the edge of the clearing, the figure of a silver stag stepping gracefully into view. The silver stag are revered in Snuggleton, not merely for their beauty, but for their role as wardens of the quiet hours. Their silvery coats shimmer in the moonlight, and their great antlers, branching upwards like frost-covered trees, gleam with a soft radiance. This particular silver stag moves languidly, each step purposeful yet unhurried, as if time itself slows to match its pace. They pause at the end of the clearing, their large, dark eyes reflecting the glow of stars and the hint of distant colours from the Northar Lights. For a moment, you feel as though the silver stag is peering straight into your soul, not intrusively, but kindly, as if to offer the reassurance that all is well. A quiet moment passes as you hold your breath, marvelling at the creature's serene presence. Then, with an almost imperceptible nod, the silver stag turns and continues its graceful walk, weaving between the trees until it slips out of sight, like the last notes of a lullaby fading into silence. The night deepens further, and the cold air carries with it the scent of winter, clean, crisp, and invigorating. You draw your blanket closer around you, savouring its warmth against the chill. The timelessness of this place settles over you, and you feel as though you are part of the ancient landscape, woven into its stories like a thread in an endless tapestry. This is a place where dreams are not confined to sleep alone, but blend gently with waking moments, creating a world that feels just a little softer, a little kinder. The Northar Lights, as if stirred by the silver stag's departure, begin their slow reawakening. This time their colours are gentler, more muted, as if they, too, have grown drowsy with the night. Soft ribbons of lavender and pale blue stroke the sky gently, their movements delicate and restrained. The lights seem content to linger in this quieter form, a beautiful afterthought to the earlier brilliance. It is as though they are tucking the world in, wrapping it in a soothing blanket of colour. You find your thoughts wandering as you watch the lights. Each brief wisp of colour feels like another page in the story of Snuggleton, written not with words, but with hues and movement. You imagine the giants of old who must have walked this land, their great strides carrying them across snowy plains and wooded hills. Perhaps they too stood beneath these lights, marvelling at the beauty that stretched above them. The watchstone near you, smooth and weathered, feels like a remnant of their presence, a marker left behind to remind all those who come after of the magic that weaves throughout this place. Some say the earliest giants still watch over Snuggleton, but their forms are no longer visible to waking eyes. They linger as whispers in the wind, soft murmurs that skip across the snow and through the trees. Others say that the Northar Lights are the echoes of their laughter, spilling into the night sky as a reminder of the joy they once brought to this land. You wonder which story might be true, or if, perhaps, all of them are in their own way. The sky continues to change, each passing moment bringing a new shade to the Northar Lights. They grow softer still, fading into pale washes of silver and white that blend almost seamlessly with the stars. It is as though the lights themselves are preparing for sleep, their dance slowing as they settle into the arms of the night. The world feels impossibly still, yet teeming with a quiet energy, a paradox that fills you with a sense of calm and wonder. Nearby, another soft sound carries through the air, this one gentler than even the silver stag's steps. You glance toward the forest edge and see a family of star foxes emerging from the trees. Their fur glows, patterned with star-like specks that seem to shift and shimmer as they move. The small family, 2 adults and their curious kits, tread slightly through the snow, their noses occasionally dipping to the ground as they explore. The kits, playful and small, romp gently in the powdery drifts, their bright eyes wide with the discovery of their world. For a while, you simply watch them, losing track of time as their soft, graceful movements blend seamlessly into the ambience of the night. The star foxes embody the essence of Snuggleton, quiet, magical, and profoundly peaceful. When at last they slip out of view, disappearing into the shadows of the forest, you feel the faintest hint of longing, accompanied by a deep gratitude for being part of the night's story. The stillness of the night deepens further, and the star foxes vanish into the forest, leaving behind only the faintest trace of their soft glow, like the remnants of a dream fading with the dawn. You remain seated by the watchstone, its smooth surface keeping you grounded amid the wonder that envelopes the clearing. Despite the chill in the air, the warmth from your blanket and the magic stirring around you keeps the cold from settling into your bones. It feels as if the entire landscape is holding its breath, waiting for the next chapter of the night to unfold. The stars above seem to twinkle more brightly now, as if to bid you a final good night. A yawn escapes you, and you lean back against the comforting moss-covered stones of the storyteller's nook. The warmth of the quilt still wrapped around you, combined with the quiet lull of the world around, makes your eyelids feel heavier with each passing second. You close your eyes once more, allowing the sounds of Snuggleton to guide you deeper into rest. And just as you begin to drift off, you think you hear the gentlest sound, a murmur carried by the wind, like the invisible rustle of pages turning. You smile to yourself, content in the knowledge that even as you sleep, the stories of Snuggleton will continue in their own quiet and magical way. And when you wake, perhaps you too will become a part of these stories, weaving your own thread into the tapestry of this wonderful place. So for now, you simply let yourself drift off into dreams, surrounded by the hush of Snuggleton and all its gentle inhabitants. as this tender glow reminds you of Snuggleton's eternal magic, the story sinks into your soul, a part of the same wonder that will join you on future wanderings along the lullaby path, draped in the warmth of your quilt and comforted by this tale. The Northar Lights have left their mark, not just in the memory of Snuggleton's skies, but in the dreams they bring to you now, as sleep gently takes hold.